it's me, Renee. I'm back. So, this is my wrap up for the Dewey readathon. So, yeah, on Saturday it was the Dewey readathon. It's the second one during this year. No, sorry, the first one this year. The second one, I suppose, the second one during this year because it's every October and every April. So, yeah, you know what? No, forget it. But to do something, I'm about to do something, but then just no, doesn't matter. But yeah, Jewish. So yeah, as you might have noticed, I did it on Saturday. I have my TBR linked down below if you want to check it out. So you're thinking, Renee, you had a long TBR. Did you get through all of it? How much did you get? No, I didn't get through all of it. As I said, I didn't really think I would get through all of it either. Though, I suppose in a way, I did get through a lot of it. In some ways. I didn't finish them all. I'm not that crazy. I don't read that fast. No, yeah. So, my readathon this Jewish, it was interesting. It wasn't awful, but sadly, a lot of the books I tried to read, I suppose it was kind of mixed really. I was a bit in the mood for everything and nothing. I started a book, read 2 pages, didn't want to read it. Start another book, read 2 pages, didn't want to read it. Start the next book, didn't want to read it. So it's a bit like that, really. So if that's my fault for not being in the mood, if it's the book's fault, I'm not sure. Some of the books that I started and put down were books that I thought, you know what? No. And some of them were books no, I'm gonna go get you later on. Okay, so what I did do though, as this started actually a book before Dewey started, so it's kind of cheating. But I'm gonna start with telling you about that book, which is Georgia Peach and Other Forbidden Fruits by J. Robin Brown. I started this on Friday and I forgot it. My mind is so weird sometimes, and I finished it on Saturday, just half an hour before Dewey starts officially. So yeah, officially this is not part of it, but I read it during the same weekend, during the Dewey weekend. So yeah, and it's counting. It's counted in a way. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna tell you about it anyway because it's semi-relevant and semi there. So yeah, this one I highly enjoy though. I did very much enjoy it. It's a book about sorry, about sapphic relationship or lesbian if you're not so cultured. A lot of people I've noticed use sapphic when they talk about female 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 relationships on booktube, which I kind of think is kind of fun and interesting. Way of saying not just lesbian, but sapphic. Oh, you're elegant and like you're cool and you use old style words. So cool. And yeah, that's interesting. At least I think so. At least, but yeah. This book is about a sapphic love story. It's about Joanna who moves to Rome in Georgia, which is a small town. Well, smallish town. It's never really specified how many people live in it, but I don't think it's too small because they have several. They have both Jews and different churches and stuff. So if you have several churches, you're not that small, really. You're not. At least not in my mind. But yeah, because her dad is remarrying, and her stepmom's family are kind of conservative Christian, or some of them are conservative Christian. And so yeah, so in the beginning of the book, Joanna is out and proud, but they moved to Rome in Georgia, and her dad tells her could you maybe go back to closet for 1 year, so it's easier to blend in and stuff. And so she decides to go with it because it's just 1 year before college. But of course, it's not that easy because a lovely lady catches her eye. So that's very nice. The love story there is very nice. Though of course, because this town is this town is prodigious and stupid, they run into problems. So yeah, you kind of have like the religious theme of it all, and you have the Christianity theme of it all. So it's kind of interesting. I would say maybe, I suppose in a way, not sure. Like I suppose you could call this the sapphic version of Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda, because it's like very much about her queerness. So that's cool. I would say I like Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda a bit more. Why? I'm not sure. Just kind of did. I felt like this one was good, but it wasn't awesome. Why not? I can't really put my finger on it. I just felt like it was missing some stuff, really. Yeah, you know what? I can't put my finger on it. I do can. I actually can. I feel like actually it could like. It felt like it's had some nice themes and characters and stuff. But I feel like maybe if you do like the characters a bit more elaborate, do the romance a bit more, like do like more stuff, because I felt like it went almost to perfect. It was like for me, and yeah, it is actually a 4-star rating, 4-star book. I didn't give it 5-star because I didn't love it. I didn't like think it went all the way to 5-star for me at least. It was enjoyable, but it wasn't amazing. But yeah, anyway, it was enjoyable. So if you want to read a sapphic read, try this one, because it's not bad. It's very enjoyable, but it's not perfect. But you might try this one if you want to. And yeah, so that's the first unofficial book, I would say. I suppose it's more unofficial, really. And then I decided, oops, I decided to go for a walk on Saturday. So for me, it starts the Dewey readathon, this readathon anyway. Well, the normal readathon, not the reversathon. It starts at 2 p.m., so it starts in 2 in the afternoon. So that's kind of chill for me. I can sleep in, I can have breakfast, I can even have a lunch if I want before I start, depending on how I do it. I had breakfast, and then I finished that book, and then I decided to go for a walk. Even though, like, the weather on Saturday was kind of shifty. It was cloudy and it wasn't very warm, but at the same time it wasn't raining and it wasn't that cold either. It was kind of weird weather, really. It was both good and bad weather, so it's kind of like, make up your mind, weather. But yeah, I decided to go for a little walk because it's a bit sunny and I felt like it. So I went for a walk, and as I normally do these days when I walk, I had a listen to an audiobook. So I actually decided to first I started the audiobook of, give me a moment, let me see what it's called. It's called The Bookworm Crush by Lisa Brown Roberts. It's actually a book I haven't heard that much about. I just kind of knew the title, and that's the premise is that it's a bookworm who gets a romance. It's a romance that actually goes into a relationship. Well, it's a romance, and it's a contemporary. So for like a romance and a bookworm, yeah, I'm gonna love it. So I've kind of been anticipating for a long time, but I haven't really never really checked that much into it. I just like knew, kind of thought I was gonna love it because of like the premise and the idea behind it. And yeah, started, and it wasn't all that good, really. Like, it was, I should have liked it because, as I said, it's a romance, it's contemporary, it's the protagonist is a bookworm, the protagonist is a bookworm. Very much my style. I love to read. Obviously, I'm a booktuber. So you'd think I liked this book, but I feel like the way it was done, it was just kind of too mushy in a way. Like, it was kind of, in a way, didn't believe the protagonist. I felt like the protagonist read more as like a 12-year-old than a 17-year-old she was supposed to be. And I don't know. I just felt it was too mushy in a way, and also the language was kind of, for me, too sweet. Like, it was just it's so lovely and nice and on. I don't know. It's just too much for me, really, in a way. And also, yeah, she's a bookworm, so it starts. Well, it has references. Actually, what I'm trying to get to is that I actually DNF'd it because it wasn't that appealing to me, really. I was just, I was just banging my head to my hand over and over again because it was just so infuriating and just annoying, really. But yeah, also yeah, it started with a reference, and I felt like, oh, book reference in a book, cool, I like it. But then I just kind of what I didn't like about it was that it was kind of like reference, reference, reference. It was just throwing references at you all the time, and the way it was doing it was kind of too like, here I am, here I am, here I am, and like very much in your face. Honestly, I was thinking that she was writing for like 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, maybe 9-year-olds, because it just feels like so talking down to, and then yeah, I just had to do enough. It was not interesting at all. It was just too much, really. So yeah, that was a bit of a letdown. Hopefully, other books that I have on my TBR, audiobook TBR, that are book related are better. Well, I know lots of books that are great, so I know that all of them aren't bad. So hopefully, the other are better. So yeah, but then I did this before I got back from my trip hiking, from my walk, whatever you say, really. All the synonyms. And so I decided to switch to Sunny Side Up by Holly Smale, which is sorry, which is a short story and a Geek Girl series. I was about to say obviously, but it's not obviously because she started a new series now, so it's not that obvious. But yeah, and the sorry, and the short story takes place between the last book and the between the next last and the last book. No, it takes place. Give me a moment. I'm just gonna double check because I think I'm just gonna check it out here. Yeah, it takes place between the fourth book and the fifth book, and the series is 6 books in the series, so it's almost at the end, but it's not completely at the end. So it's towards the end. And yeah, it's a short story where Harriet goes to the fashion week in Paris, and as you would expect, well, I suppose not you would expect, I read some reviews on it, of it on Goodreads. A lot of people didn't really like it. I highly enjoyed it. So yeah, but yeah, as you would expect, as normal, Harriet gets into shenanigans. She misunderstands stuff, and yeah, hilarity ensues. And also relatability. It's just, I think actually it's one of the books or stories actually where most related to it because, spoiler, it's a short story and it's contemporary. Can you spoil those? I suppose you can. Okay. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! If you don't want to know anything, but it's just one plot point anyway. Yeah. At one point during her time in Paris, she's going to photo shoot in the catacombs. And so she just starts walking into all the long way to catacombs. She comes down catacombs. She starts to get her instructions. Her teacher, but like the person in charge, is like, okay, girls, get ready in 12 minutes. And then they have to start waiting. And of course, that moment, she starts to really have to go to the bathroom so much. And of course, she can't. So like people like, I don't really think it was specified for like at least for like I think at least for 15 minutes, probably half an hour, a long time anyway. She has to stand and just hold her shit together. Well, not shit together, but like hold her stuff together. And it's just so relatable, at least for me, because unfortunately that has happened to me a lot of times. Like suddenly like I have to use the bathroom, but I'm nowhere near the bathroom and I have to wait, or maybe I have to use the bathroom, but the bathroom has a long queue or something, and like this, it's so hurtful and so distressing and stressing, and it's just also so relatable for me. Like, oh yeah, really guilty. It was just so fun, really, to see that in the story. Highly enjoy it. Highly enjoy it. Well, obviously, been raving about it for like minutes, hours, but yeah, I very much enjoy that. And yeah, of course, other stuff happening in the short story as well, which were normal and good and funny, and yeah, and yeah, other stuff you can relate to, but not. I'm not going to tell you all about the book really, because you want to check it out yourself, don't you? Yes, you do. But yeah, and also kind of fun because I didn't really know this going in. But like after like because it's an audiobook, so I didn't like see the book, like I couldn't see the pages. So just listening, and then stuff happens, and then suddenly like it was sentence about okay, so that's it. So it's finished now. But then suddenly it was a new voice coming in. So yeah, there's actually two stories in one story. So it's like, oh, cool. So what happened was that at the end of the short story, it was also like the second story that was included was actually Nick's story from the first book. So it's his point of view from the first book. Like Nick is a love interest in the series. And I was kind of, I thought like, okay, so maybe we'll just have like a few paragraphs of him, but like there was a lot of him. Like, oh, yeah, it was highly enjoyable. So it's so fun to be in Nick's head, and he had Australian accent, and yeah, it's just so fun to like to be in his head from that like scene, from that uh from that plot points and stuff. It's just so enjoyable, so enjoyable. Highly loved it so much. So yeah, that was very enjoyable. So yeah, and yeah, I finished that one when I got back to my when I got back my home. I had to finish the audiobook because it was actually quite long in a way. I think it was yeah, I think it's actually 4 hours long. And my trip was just like 1 hour, 2 hours. So I got home and I listened to more of it because I had to finish it, of course. And then after that, what did I? Yeah, after that, what did I read after that? I'm not quite sure what I picked up after that. Yeah, planning. Don't do that. But yeah, it doesn't really matter what's really it's the what's the words, what's the order and stuff really. But yeah, anyway. So later that day, I tried, as I said, to read a lot of books. I started How to Be a Boy by, sorry, How Not to Be a Boy by Robert Webb. I've been looking forward to this for quite some time. But then I thought like, it's good. But I'm not really in the mood for it. So I put it down after like 2 pages. Like, I don't care. I don't really want to read it. So I didn't read it. And then I tried to Lily and the Rockets by Rebecca Stevens. So I had this on my TBR for, I was about to say for a long time. It's not a long time. How do you define a long time? What is a long time, my darlings? What is a short time? I don't know. Well, anyway, I've had this on my TBR since February, since I didn't know about it before I saw it in the bookstore. So yeah, I bought it in February, and after that I've been thinking out, like excited to get to it because it's a very fun cover, and also because it's about 1917. It's about suffragettes and people in girls in 1917 uh, playing football or soccer, what have you, and like how they want to also have their own soccer words soccer team, and how like the guys say like, no, you can't play. So like, yeah, I don't like sports, but like in books, I'm not that money about it really. I think it's fine in books, but just not in the TV. Like, not I don't like sport itself, but like stuff around sports. Really cool. But yeah, so yeah, I've had this on my TBR for like a few weeks now. I was really looking forward to it. I was like, oh, I'm getting to it now, getting to it now. Sadly, from like the first page, I just felt like, my god. Well, no, I wasn't really thinking that, my god, but I was thinking like, this, that was cool. I was like hesitant from the first beginning because it didn't begin that good. But I did just kind of read on. But then like noticed very soon like I felt like it was like meant to. I felt like the book was like targeted to like 14-year-olds, 12-year-olds because I felt like it was very juvenile in a way. like it felt like the language was just so simple and simplistic, and I was just like, I don't like the language of this. I tried to read more, but then I just felt like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in you at all. So yeah. So I think I end up with like, I think I gave it one chapter. Did I give it one chapter? Uh, yeah, I gave it one chapter. I gave it one chapter. I actually think I gave it one chapter and a few pages. But yeah, I just couldn't stand it. So yeah, this is going to a charity. Unless anyone of you want it. I suppose maybe you don't because of Corona. But like, comment and say if you want it. Well, I might ship it to you. But yeah, it's not for me. Can't say it is. So yeah, I tried those two books, but I weren't really in the mood for those. So I was let down. I kind of wanted to read. I wanted to read so much. I also read Moment. Read like a few pages in the Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond, but I wasn't like in the mood that much for it either. Like I enjoyed this one the most, but I still have like, I don't wanna read, but I want to read, but I don't wanna read. I was all over the place. All over the place. So what I did do, I ended up picking up the Missing Bookshop by Katie Clapham and Kirsty Beauty Man? Beauty Man. That's also a name. Beauty Man. Oh, okay. So what's good with this book is actually that it's a children's book, so it's very much like picture oriented. So it's not that much uh, not that much text. So that's very functional because I wasn't like in reading mood. So that was good. But and yeah, I did finish this one. So yeah, finished one book. So that's finished another book, but like finished a paperback. Sorry, hardcover. Finished a physical book is what I'm trying to say, and that was good. But the book itself, I didn't think was that good either. Really, it wasn't awful, but it wasn't all that really. I suppose you might love it if you're in the age range, like if you're 7, 6, 9, or maybe if you like the drawings much more. I found they were interesting, but not that good. But yeah, I wasn't that interested in them, like either drawings or the story. So yeah, sadly, that's that really. So yeah. Then actually end up thinking like, okay, this isn't working for me. Like several books, and I haven't really caught my eye with any of them really. Like one of them I finished, but like it wasn't all that good. So I tried to read audiobooks again. So luckily that worked for me actually. I end up. Let me give you a moment. So I ended up starting and finishing. But yeah, I ended up starting Funny, You Don't Look Autistic, A Comedian's Guide to Life on the Spectrum by Michael McCreary. McCreary, yeah. So yeah, this is an audiobook that I was aware of from the audiobookathon because it was one of the audiobookathon's favorite books, I think. Yeah, favorite books, yeah. And it's actually also narrated by the author, so that's cool. There's also not a long audiobook. I think it was just like 2 hours, maybe like 3 hours. So it wasn't all that long really. It was still very nice and enjoyable. Yeah, and that one really kept my attention. It was really good. And actually, story time. I'm actually on the spectrum myself. I don't have Asperger's. Well, what you used to call Asperger's. I have NDL, which is non-verbal disorder, learning disorder, which is, I suppose, in a lot of ways the same. I can understand sarcasm, a lot of time at least. I understand sometimes, but all the time. I can understand social cues, and I don't and people have to be specific to like say stuff to me. Like I'm very literal minded. So if they just say like do this, but they don't say a reason behind it, I might misinterpret it and do that and not that because I think it's the same, but it's not exactly the same thing they want. And yeah, and I'm also bad at maths, and that's actually kind of the in with the diagnosis actually, because maths and numbers are just impossible for me to understand. Well, not impossible, but it's very difficult for me to understand. And also my balance is awful, so that's kind of in there as well actually. Some people actually with NDL actually can't bicycle. I can. Don't like to that much nowadays, but I can. And yeah, so story time over really. And yeah, so it's kind of for me it was fun to listen to this guy with also autism talking about autism because I'm on the spectrum, so a lot of things he experienced I experienced as well. And so I really enjoyed it, and he's a comedian, so it's very funny. I would say maybe I would like yeah. I maybe like it if it had been a longer book, but it was still a good book. It was still enjoyable. Like it's his memoir, but he's still 22, so he's like he's young, a bit too young maybe to make a memoir, but he's good, and he writes good stuff. So he and what he just did. So a lot of people who aren't like hugely famous, or like very famous or very old when they're famous and write memoirs, they might like write a memoir and then they have like stuff from their life and then a chapter or a few pages of like this theme, like born a crime. Some of the stuff that's in there is like how apartheid works, and then you have uh, we should hang out sometime where you have some stuff with his leg and some stuff with like loneliness, like so it's sometimes that's like general. The same kind of with the diamond bookseller, where like it's some stuff with him and some stuff like with general bookstore selling stuff. So you have like both the personal stuff, but you also have like a theme or a side dish or something else. With the funny you don't look at of this of autistic, you had some pages now and then where he talked about autism, like he said like these myths are wrong, let's debunk them. Or he said like autism is a thing that's been studied on a lot in the US, or uh, it means this and this, not this and this, and yeah. So that's kind of fun to like learn a bit more about it in different ways. So I like that. And yeah, all in all, I really liked it. As I said, I kind of like it with like bigger, like more, but I liked it for what it was really. It was good, interesting, funny book. And yeah, really held my attention. So that was really my point for it. To hold my attention. So yeah, and then that one I started on Saturday and then I finished it on Sunday. So I didn't listen to all it on the same go. But yeah, I started it on Saturday. Sorry. And then, after that, I ended up reading The Beach Cafe by Lucy Diamond. And up actually uh, waking up. I ended up actually reading this until like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, 2 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. And like just reading it more or less in one go. Like I've read like the first chapter or first page or few. Like I think I maybe read one chapter like 5 o'clock on Saturday, and then I read the rest of the book like from like I think it was like 11 to like 2 o'clock. So I just read all of it. And yeah, this book actually was very enjoyable. I really enjoyed it. The people. It's been words. It's been described as romantic, charming, and funny by the Closer, which is a newspaper. I'm assuming. Honestly, for me, I would say it was more charming and funny than romantic. Like they had a romance plot, but the romance plot I didn't really think like it wasn't everywhere. Like it was in there, but it was just more like in the back, just hanging, chilling. Like someone's like, oh, that guy's cool, let's flirt with him. And then stuff happened, and then stuff happened, and then let's flirt. And then not more flirting, and at the end, like, kissy, kissy, kissy. But like, for most part, it wasn't that romantic. But I still enjoy it. Like, that's not negative. For me, like, I really enjoy this book. I'm just trying to say, like, it's not overly romantic, but it's a charming, fun book. It's actually the first in the series, so that's cool. Getting the rest from them on audiobook, so that's cool. And yeah, and also this is actually words an arc copy. I actually got it from my work, and we have this book actually on my in my bookstore, so I can like sell. I can actually say to customers now, "Oh, you want a recommendation? Check out this book. It's so charming. You'll have a smile on your face the whole time." So that's so cool because, as I said, sometimes I started reading some arcs from work, and a lot of them, like they say, like they have descriptions, blurbs of like the most romantic book of the decade or the funniest book I've read in years. So like, this book wasn't funny. This book wasn't romantic. What book do you read? What? Am I crazy? So luckily, I really enjoy this one. So that's kind of nice, really. I really like that. So yeah, that's what I did in the wee hours on Sunday. On Saturday, I suppose. Wee hours Sunday. Saturday. It's more Sunday, really, because it's morning on Sunday. Anyway. And then on Words Sunday, I listened to finish the Funny You Don't Look Autistic, the audiobook. Highly enjoyed it. And then after that, I was kind of thinking, well, you know what? I want something. It don't really matter. I suppose I could just. I'm just going to with this one. So I also tried to get into one of the Rat Queens, not this one, but the third one. This is the fourth one. Too lazy to find the third one, which is somewhere else. But yeah, I read that one also during Saturday, but I wasn't in the mood for it either. But started, so counts. I suppose it counts. Yeah, it counts. Oops, I see. And yeah, so that's actually all the books that I finished during the readathon. So I finished this one, and two audiobooks. Well, three audiobooks. Was one audiobook with two stories? No, actually, two audiobooks and three audio stories. I'm not sure. How do you count? Like, if this book had like an extra story in it, would that be counted as two books, two stories, or one book? Or I'm not sure. Anyway, no one's really. I mean, there's no book police. I shouldn't stress that much. Really. So yeah. And yeah, I got to love these books. And yeah, I DNF a lot of them, but like, I'm not gonna use my life on bad books. If a book is awful and not keep my attention, I'm not gonna keep with it. I'm just not gonna do it. I don't have time for that. Yep, 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 yep. So yeah, also, like on Sunday evening, I thought like I had like a plan to like keep on reading all the weekend. On Friday, I just read one book. On Saturday, I read all the books, so I started all the books. Sunday, I ended up not reading that much because I was I would say like I was kind of like reading burned out because like I read so much on Saturday, so like I felt like I need a break. So yeah, I just took a break on Sunday. I had planned to read more yesterday. Yesterday I started an audiobook, but yeah, and that's neither here nor there because that's not really part of Dewey's, but yeah, now you know that. And yeah, just a little moment. I might pick up, or might continue some books I started, like Die Fire og Hans Gartverre, Hans Fredrik Follestad, or The Gilded Wolves by Shannon Choksi, or start these two. Oops. Of course. Or start Boys Wolves Universe by Trent Dalton. I was about to say Dent Trolton, Oh yeah, or this one. All the books falling down. So nice. Which, yeah, as you might have noticed, I didn't. But actually, like, I had a whole like huge stack of books I wanted to get to, and I got to a lot of them. I would say like it was just these 4 books I didn't get to. Proud? Like, yeah, I didn't finish all of them, but like I started a lot of them. And honestly, I would say that's quite good. Really, I'm quite happy with my reading during this weekend. Yeah, quite happy. Also, side note, Sally. So today, I kind of like there's just a few days left of April. You think like I've been reading all that much I want to like before the month's finished? No. Today I actually ended up checking out Bookfest. Sorry, social distancing Bookfest on YouTube because this weekend there was the social distancing Bookfest. So they have like lots of panels up on YouTube. I didn't really check them out on Saturday because I was reading. And then, so yeah, today I've just been watching and watching and watching, and it's so many interesting panels. They have a panel on diverse romance. They have a panel on historical romance. There's a panel on diverse YA. There's a panel on debut authors. There's a panel on queer YA, especially Greek YA. That's both could be in a way, but yeah, on queer YA. There's all the panels, and that's just the few that I've gotten to today. Like, and all of them are like 1 hour, so they're like a nice chunk of time to enjoy it really. So yeah, if you want to check out something literary and you don't really want to read, but you want to check something fun out, check out those. Those are really interesting and good. A great place to get book recs. Great place to get book recs. And yeah, I'll link to those in a doobly-doo. And yeah, that's I think all for now really. And I think quite a long wrap up. But yeah, stuff happens. And yeah, you know what? It was an eventful weekend, so I'm happy with it really. And this is me saying Renee out.